Hello again, for the first time, welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to make the pattern for a simple corset top with a sweetheart neckline. Basically what I'm wearing right now. A corset can be defined as a tightly fitted bodice that cinches at the waist and has some boning or structure to it, a rigid structure to it, and some lacing at the back. I've always been fascinated about the fit of a corset and have tried different manipulation methods. So I'm really excited about this video and showing you my go-to pattern for corset making, which I use for myself. The back of this corset has a zipper allowance, however it's very versatile, so you can always add lacing if you desire to do so. What I've done with this pattern making is that I've included excess on the sides so you can make any necessary adjustment. Now with the corset making, what you want to do is just make sure that it fits in the first place, basically getting your basic corset pattern, after which you can change it into any style you want. So you'll be sure to watch this video till the end. So just before you go, have a look at the subscribe button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Give this video a like if you want to see more of these kind of videos from me, and also drop me a comment or two in the comment section. Let me know if you have any questions or comments you want me to answer to. Okay then, so without talking too much, let's get pattern making. My name is Ijoma and welcome to my sewing diary. The materials you will need are your no-ease dartless pattern, a pencil. Please always use a pencil. I'm only using a marker so that you can see properly. You'll also need extra pattern paper, short ruler, pin, tracer wheel, masking tape, tape measure, and paper scissors. I will leave the full list as well as measurements you will need in the description box below. The link for my video on how to take measurements will also be included in the description box below. Start by measuring where you like your corset to end from your waist down on your front and back patterns and rule across. I wanted mine to end 5 inches down from the waist. Now you can either keep yours the same as 5 inches, make it shorter, longer, or leave the same length as the pattern. Cut off the excess at the bottom and starting with the front bodice, mark half your front shoulder length and connect to your bust point with a straight line. On this line, mark upwards from your bust point, your bust radius distance. Mark the same distance on the bust center dart line and measure the width of the bust radius point on the bust dart and mark it away from the bust radius point on the new shoulder line. Connect this new point to your bust point and above with a ruler to create a shoulder dart. Cut through your center bust dart line to your bust point and then fold your bottom shoulder dart leg to touch the top one and secure this with tape. This will transfer the shoulder dart to the bust dart. Place pattern paper underneath the now wider bust dart and secure with tape. Close your new bust dart and redraw your side line from the underarm to the waist. I also like to redraw my bust dart at the outer dart legs. Extend your bust point to your center front with a straight line by measuring the distance between the bust point and your bust line and extending this with your ruler. Mark to 8 inches on either side of the line at the center front and connect the 2/8 marks to your bust point. This will create a dart. Mine looks a little uneven in this clip, but I corrected it later. Pin the little hole at the start of your measuring tape to your bust point and mark your bust radius round in a circle, first in short strokes and then joining the points for a continuous circle. This signifies your bust and will guide your neckline design. Mark 1 inch above where your bust radius circle touches your closed shoulder dart line. This can vary depending on the type of coverage you want. Extend your sideline upwards and mark 1 inch up from your armhole. Again, this can vary. Now connect these 2 points, that is the 1 inch mark up from the armhole and the 1 inch mark on the shoulder line, with a ruler. Draw your sweetheart neckline with short strokes first, using your bust radius as a guide to how much cleavage you want to show, and also stopping about to 8 inches before your created center front dart. Going with a continuous line when you're happy with the shape. From your bust point, mark downwards on your center waist dart line, your bust radius measurement, and rule a short line across. Mark half an inch out from each side of the outer dart legs on the short line. Mark 1 inch down from the bust point on your center waist dart line and connect this point to the half inch marks on either side of the legs. And from that point to the outer dart legs at the waist. Cut through your waist center dart line up to your bust point and transfer your bust dart by closing it. Make sure you cut through to the bust point, as your bust point should be flat and not bulging. Secure the closed bust dart with tape and also transfer the center front dart by closing and securing with tape. Make sure to indicate your bust point, as this will be an important place to notch. Separate your center front and side front patterns by cutting through the outer dart leg at the hip waist, through the new dart leg created by the half inch mark, the bust point, and through the folded shoulder dart leg. Do this for the side front pattern, stopping at the bust point in this case. Smoothing any sharp edges created. Place pattern paper underneath both pieces and mark to 8 inches from the bust points. Join this point to each side of the bust radius on each pattern piece in a curved manner, first with short strokes and then a continuous line once you're happy with it. This will compensate for the pull of the bust. At this point, I'm making the line more visible with my marker pen. Go ahead and add a ½ inch seam allowance everywhere apart from the hem, side and center front. Please note that the seam allowance at the center front neckline will not reach the end of your drawn neckline. You'll be adding a 1 inch seam allowance on the side. Add a 1½ inch seam allowance at the hem on each side of your front patterns. On the center front pattern, fold in your hem and at the style line, trace about 1½ inches of the side seam and seam allowance with your tracer wheel. Release the fold and outline the trace marks. Cut off all excess paper when you're done. And do the same for the other front piece at the style line and side, cutting off all excess paper when you're done as well. Label your pattern pieces. You'll be cutting your center front pattern on fold and 2 pieces of your side front pattern. On your back pattern, extend your back center waist dart line to your across chest line with a straight line. Redraw the top half of the waist dart from this point to the waist like so. Extend your side line upwards and mark 1 inch up from your armhole. On your center back line, mark ½ an inch down from your underarm line and connect both points with a curved line, first with short strokes and reinforce once you're happy with the shape. Separate your back pattern pieces by cutting through the outer dart lines as you did the front pattern pieces. Add a ½ inch seam allowance on all style lines. The center back already has a 1 inch seam allowance that will continue down to the hem in a straight line. Add a 1 inch seam allowance on the side and a 1½ inch seam allowance at the hem, reinforcing the hem at the appropriate sides like you did the front. Label your pattern pieces. You will be cutting 2 pieces of each back pattern. And there you have it, your complete pattern pieces. Now you can go ahead and sew a mock-up to test the fit, adjusting at the sides and zip allowance only if there's any need for adjustments. Since I changed a few measurements of my main bodice block pattern, I went ahead and sewed a mock-up for test fitting with some Ankara fabric I had laying around. I absolutely loved the look, so I finished it with boning to give it the corset look. I'll be showing you how to sew the pieces together in my next video, so don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss out on that. Okay then, see you later. Bye!